What's up guys, this is Jordan from Zero to Hero Muscle, and today I'm going to reveal to you the secrets for how to build a bigger chest. Now, are they really secrets? No, they're actually pretty obvious fundamentals, but these are things that most people are completely disregarding, and it's preventing them from building a strong muscular chest. Don't be one of those people. I used to be. I made all the mistakes out there, and it cost me weeks, months, probably even years of progress. I don't want that to happen to you. So in order to help you in the best way possible to beef up your chest, first I'm going to clear up some huge misconceptions, then we'll go into what your form for chest exercises should look like, and we'll finish off with the best workouts you could do to build and grow your chest. You may have heard that certain exercises are responsible for adding thickness to your chest, while some are responsible for shaping or toning your chest. Wrong. There is no such thing as shaping or toning exercises. Remove these words from your muscle building vocabulary. All lifts and movements will build and refine your muscles in the way that they are meant to grow or be maintained. As you transform your body over time, building more muscle, becoming more vascular, and stripping your body of fat, it gives the illusion of shaping and toning, when you're really just getting more muscular and leaning out. You're not actually shaping anything. You can't. The concept of shaping muscles is a myth. Think of your muscles as a seed you plant. You can water it and provide it with sunlight to grow, giving that seed all it needs to take it from a small little thing to grow into something larger, but you can't naturally control the shape of what that seed is meant to grow into. If it's the seed of a tree, you can nurture it to grow into the tree it's meant to be, but no amount of nurturing is going to affect the shape of that tree. It's already predetermined. Same goes for fruits, vegetables, flowers, or any type of seed you plant. With nurturing, they're all going to grow into apples, carrots, roses, and so on, but they'll all be different shapes. No two apples will be the same, no two roses, etc., etc. Now, are you following me? The same concept applies to your muscles. Like a seed you plant, with proper nurturing, i.e. the right workouts and the right diet, you can definitely grow and make your muscles bigger, absolutely. And as they get bigger, they will look a little different, as anything does when it grows, but their shapes are genetically predetermined. So forget the whole shaping the sides of your chest and getting your lower chest thicker or more rounded nonsense. Just focus on building your chest muscles and getting them bigger, because that's all you're really doing, and it's what's most important. To take this a step further, another misconception related to this that's common among beginners and even more experienced lifters is about isolating one area of the chest for growth, such as targeting the lower chest, the upper chest, or the sides of your chest to make only those areas bigger. If you think you can isolate, target, and grow just one section of your chest, you've been severely misinformed and improperly educated about physiology and muscle anatomy, because the idea of being able to isolate and grow just one area of your chest are not true. The physiological structure of your chest is made up of two sections, the pec minor and the pec major, which makes up the majority of your chest muscles and is broken down into three areas: the upper chest, the middle chest, and the lower chest. Now, while you can target each of those areas, you cannot isolate them, only emphasize them. You can try this yourself. Place your hand under a table and push upward. You'll feel a strong contraction in the upper part of your chest, while the lower part experiences a lesser contraction. Now place your hand on top of the table and push downward. You'll feel stronger contractions in the lower part of your chest more than the upper part. Finally, put your hands on the edge of the table and push it forward. You'll feel contractions in each area overall, but mainly within the center of your chest. So now you see, all chest exercises work your entire chest, with some emphasizing one of those three areas more than others. Notice I didn't mention a thing about the outer or inner parts of your chest. That's because there's no way to actually target those areas. Not with chest flies, cable crossovers, nothing. It's physically impossible due to how your chest muscles are structured. If the inner and outer parts of your chest are a huge concern, don't worry. As you build more muscle and continue to grow, those areas will fill themselves out. Don't get lost into trying to focus on just one area of your chest. Grow the whole thing. I would imagine that's your main concern anyway. The lacking areas will follow. Now that we've cleared up all the confusion and debunked the myths, let's get your form down. Grip variation. This is very important. And I already know what you've heard and what you're probably thinking. The wider the grip, the better for building your chest, because the narrower your grip, the more you target your triceps. Now, while some aspects of this are true, it's a generally common misconception because you don't need to be using, nor should you be using, a super wide grip while doing pressing movements at all, whether it be a barbell bench press, dumbbell press, push-ups, or whatever push movement you're using to work your chest. No, all you need to concern yourself with about your grip is make sure that it's just a few inches wider than shoulder width, nothing overly exaggerated. If you have broader shoulders, you can even position your grip out just a little bit more than that. Avoid flaring out your elbows, always keep them relatively close to your body. I call this dropping your elbows. A lot more people need to do it. If you take a grip that's too wide, your elbows tend to follow, and likewise, if you go too narrow, which most people do when trying to work their triceps, your elbows flare even further out, putting a lot of tension and stress onto your shoulders. Both of these techniques are examples of very poor form that make you extremely vulnerable to injury. It could also create problems in your joints and compromise your skeletal structure. So make sure you avoid those mistakes and always keep your grip just a little wider than shoulder width, keeping your elbows tucked. That's the gist of form for pushing movements for your chest. Now, when you perform pulling movements like flies or crossovers, you'll want to keep your hands aligned with the center of your chest throughout the full range of motion of the exercise, with your arms slightly bent at the elbows. Don't ever lock your elbows during any exercise. The range of motion you perform during chest exercises should always feel like a natural movement if you are doing it correctly. Your body should also remain in a straight line with a natural arch in your lower back during these movements. So now that we're clear on proper form for your chest workouts, let's go over the best exercises to actually grow your chest. You're going to want to incorporate both compound and isolation movements. Despite what you may have heard, compound movements aren't better than isolation or vice versa. You need both. Compounds allow you to apply great amounts of stress and tension to your muscles, while isolations tend to allow greater contractions. Also, don't think that lifting weights is going to benefit you more than doing body weight exercises. In actuality, moving your body weight through space activates more muscle fibers than moving weights around. Ideally, you'll want a mixture of both, but it really comes down to your form and time under tension. It doesn't matter how much you lift, but how you lift it. It doesn't matter how many reps you do, but how you do them. It's all about your mind-muscle connection. The best exercises for your chest are going to be pushing movements like flat and incline bench presses, dumbbell presses, push-ups, and standard dips, which are your compound movements. And you're also going to want to do pulling movements like flies and crossovers, which are your isolation movements. Believe it or not, working out your back is also going to significantly impact how well your chest develops over time. So many of us skinny guys are so concerned about our mirror muscles that we neglect the parts we rarely get a look at. The result is an internal rotation of the shoulders, translating to slowed or even no progress for our chest. It also causes bad posture, which in turn makes our chest look even smaller. And once those shoulders turn inward, they dominate any pressing movement, removing any tension or stress from your chest. Your chest won't grow if your body senses imbalance, so put in as much work for your back as you do your chest. This includes pull-ups, rows, lat pull-downs, rear lateral raises, shrugs, face pulls, and deadlifts. Aim for near failure between 6 to 12 reps per set for all your exercises. It's the best rep range for muscle building, and by failure I mean the most reps you're able to do within that rep range. So that's where the time under tension comes into play if you're doing body weight exercises. And even if you are lifting weights, drop your ego. Drop your ego. The weight you're pushing doesn't matter. The way you're pushing it is the only thing that does. A full, slow, and steady range of motion, stretching your chest at the bottom of motions and squeezing at the top, is key. Most people overemphasize driving the weight up when they should be focusing just as much on driving the weight down. Push your shoulder blades back at the negative of exercises for a stretch that will open up your chest to take on the load of the movement as opposed to your shoulders. This is something a lot of guys don't do, which causes their chest to be inadequately trained due to putting all the stress onto their shoulder muscles, which is what rotates them in forward and creates that hunched over posture we just talked about. And you don't want that. You want a nice muscular chest that is in balance with the rest of your body and with correct skeletal posture. Throw in a solid structured diet, and the methods we just went over is the way to get there. Avoid the frustrating years of headaches from all the mistakes I made by implementing the strategies I've taught you. And in no time, you'll be well on your way to a bigger, stronger chest. Till next time, peace be with you. The lessons you've learned in this video are just a sneak peek of the complete muscle building blueprint contained in my audio course, 0 to Hero, the 22 Secrets to Building Muscle for Skinny Guys, where you will learn the best muscle building workouts for your entire body, how to do them, and for the optimal number of sets and reps for maximizing your muscle gains. Click the link on your screen right now to reserve one of the 100 available copies for the upcoming release date. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any valuable training videos in the future.